No, let's all pick our lips up. Let's all pick our mouth up. Like, we're all shot. We're all right. What is poppin', y'all? Happy Tuesday and welcome back to Ashland. I am your girl Ash, and as you can see in the recap, we're doing a recap. As you can see in the description, we are doing a recap for Teen Mom 2 episode, I think like 4, Picture Perfect, and these mommies. So y'all already know how we do. Let's go ahead and get it comfortable. Get your drink, get your split, get your cig, get your black, get your blankie, get your wine, get your water, get your liquor, whatever it is that you like to drink, whatever it is you like to enjoy on. Get your blankie, get your pillow, put them headphones in, whatever you like to do, or you can go ahead and start mopping that flow, start sweeping, doing them dishes. Come on and let's go ahead and listen and get comfy. Let's talk about this episode for this week, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into one because you know I like to whatever, y'all. Ashley is breaking my achy breaky heart, my I just don't think you understand. Y'all remember that little song? Like, and maybe it's cause like to a degree, like I can completely understand and relate to where she's at, what she has going on, and they are just like not even that all right. So basically, let's just go in and get into it, right? So basically, Ashley is, her and Bar, are on a break. They're still trying to figure things out, but of course, they're still living together. Now, again, they're married. So while not being together, living together, and then just obviously, yes, to the outside looking in, this is a lot. It can be very confusing, and everybody just keeps asking and begging her for answers about what's going on with Bar, what's going on with you and Bar, what's going on with this, what's going on that. And baby girl is over here like, so she was showing Pastor T and her stepdad, like her shop, like she's opened up a little shop, boutique or whatever, like type of thing or whatever whatnot. Like she's just worried about like herself getting her own thing like going on. And Pastor She's like, well, I'm worried for Bar because when Bar, when you're not around, when he doesn't have you to help to push him, like, I worry about him. And Ashley's like, she really said exactly what I was thinking, like, that's not my problem. It's really not her problem anymore, especially if really it's kind of just like, I don't know if I can even say. And again, like I don't like. Is it to say that even okay? Clearly, they are married. They're even though they're still kind of breaking up. It's kind of just like, okay, boom. What am I basically trying to say here? Like, I get totally why she's like, it's not my problem. It's like, but to what degree, even as husband and wife, am I supposed to take responsibility of you and be the responsible for you making something for yourself? Really, it's not Ashley's responsibility. Period. That's not her job. That's not responsibility. But of course, as a good woman, and you want the best for your man, you want to pump him up. You want to help him to be better. Whatever, whatever. But where she's at right now with them being broken up, just like that's not even for me to worry about. But at the same time, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Yes, we're still living together. No, we're not together. We're still trying to figure it out. So, she's just like, I'm just trying to like focus on me. So, boom. That's that, with them. But she ends up meeting up with her sister and Pastor T again. And they are coming at her again, with the questions. What are you doing? What are y'all not doing? Because like we see them like basically like Pasty hit it on the nail. Like you said, she has a family with this man. They have they are now basically connected, like whether it's financial stuff, that in other ways they have, a connection. And then as well, like they've had this bond for years now. So it's not something, even if she married the man, that she could just get up and just decide that, oh, like this is done. I don't want, like, they have this. So it's natural that they're still able to do that family stuff, to be able to go out and, put on that, front for Holly, that everything is good and that we're good as parents and we can be good to you, as parents together. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they have an answer. I think I just completely like, and she just completely like checked out and got like so upset. And I guess like, I mean, obviously we know a lot of times production is what's pushing, producers are what's pushing these conversations or whatnot. So in the moment it was like, like she's talking to her sister and her mom, but at the same time she's hollering at production like, I don't know how many times like y'all want me to say this. At the same time, this is a delicate situation. It deserves a bit of privacy. When I know something, you guys will know something. And she just was just like, you know what, I can't even just do this anymore. And she left crying, y'all. And not just, I just immediately just everything that's just what she was saying. Like, while I'm not married, like we have that history of that long standing relationship, 2 kids down the line. And when you've been in it that long and it's still like a fresh, if one, it's fresh. One, they took the step of like getting married. So boom, let's just like one. The breakup is one thing alone. How we moving forward from each other. Like it is a lot. And off the gate, you don't have all the answers. It makes me mad that they want her to have all these answers. Like, what do you expect from that girl? What do you expect from her? Like she said, she's trying to wrap around and process herself everything that's happening. Being unhappy, currently does not mean, oh, now I just don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be with this person completely at all. I don't think that Ashley does not want to be with Bart. I think that she solely wants him and hoping that he's going to get it together. And I could be very well speaking, that might not be her feelings, but how I was feeling, and as well, I guess maybe, like even for me, it's kind of just like she said, like I think really that's just like it. Let me process it. Let me, understand what's going on. Let me figure like right now I just am just focusing on what I'm doing, what I can do, how I can, help to move myself along in this process. I can't speak for him, but I can't sit here and say that I just have all the answers. I don't even have all the answers. While things are clearly plain as far as like where we put them, I'm not ready to sit here and be like, ready to talk about discussing a relationship with another person. I'm not ready to sit here and be like, or say that I don't still want to be with this person, or I'm not still like have a hope that something is still going to work out or come for us the best. But at the same time, we trust and understand that what's going to happen is supposed to happen as it's supposed to. And my heart just breaks for her because I just feel that babe, it just was hitting so close to home, and I'm just like I'm pulling for you, Ash. I am pulling for you. They are pulling you left and right with these answers and want to know what's going on with you and Barry and what's this and what's that. Like, I get it. You don't understand it. It's not for you to understand. It's not for you to understand. Whether it's our parents, us as the viewers, anybody. It's not for us to understand. Let them be that. Let them do that. Let them figure that stuff out. I get it. I definitely get it. Um, oh, whew, so let's talk about Jade, right? So Jade is she let her, her mom is going to be, has a case coming up and she's, facing jail time. And, basically what's happening is Christy is moving out of her place. At the same time, she's trying to set up for a place so that she has somewhere to go when she comes out. But at the same time, before she goes in, they're in a place of being homeless. So in the meantime, Jade, in the midst of their homelessness, Jade, being Jade, being the good daughter, she lets them come in, she lets Christy come and stay, and it's kind of just like, even after seeing like these episodes between Young and Pregnant, all the way up to them now being on Teen Mom, it's like, Jade, stop doing this to yourself. Y'all, you've done this and been on this roller coaster with your mom so many times. It's kind of like, why do you even put yourself through it? Because every time, you let them in, you let them come around, they while yes, they can be of help at they're they stress Jade out more than they help her, basically. And it's always, you know Jay can handle it. It's always too much, and then she gets overwhelmed and she's stressed out and she's all over the place. Like, stop. You have to stop. Low key is like, and I get like that's your parent. You don't want to see your parent out, but at the same time you have to understand healthy boundaries. And especially I think, she can definitely help to learn, learn that from the team emojis like Tyler or whatever or whatnot, who has grown up with a parent who, has consistently been in and out of, the legal system, been in and out of rehabs, on and off drugs. Like, it's not to say that you are creating that boundary because you love them. In order for you to have a healthy mental, yeah, she's gonna have to, and sometimes yes, she's going to have to say no. And of course Christy's gonna give her the guilt. Christy's, whatever, because she did end up putting them out. She did end up deciding to, put them out. And of course Christy got mad. Christy said some things, whatever. You don't love, kind of like the guilt trip, the guilt and manipulation, basically. Like, Jay didn't make these decisions for you. Yes, she, at the same time, she doesn't have to open her door, but she does because she doesn't want to see you out. So to say that, oh, she don't love you, she opened her door in the first place. And of course, Chris don't see it, from Jade's side or whatnot, but so when they do end up catching up, with Christy, actually or whatever or whatnot, Christy's just like, Christy is either clueless, is either really clueless, don't really understand what she's doing, or she just likes to be the victim, tries to be the victim in situations. And so she's like, she basically like, she just woke up and just decided to, put us out. And she's like, well, we're helping her. Da, da, da. Don't make it seem like like y'all are doing her a favor. Granted, y'all are helping each other out. The least you can do with you staying in my house for free is watch my daughter. At the same time, what else are y'all doing? Because don't nobody work nowhere, clearly. Like, what else are y'all doing that y'all can't? It's the least you can do. You're staying here rent free. I'm not asking y'all for anything. The least you can do is sit here and watch your granddaughter. And so for me, it's kind of like, don't say it like y'all doing Jade a favor, because no, Jade has a babysitting situation. This is so as well. Not only can she have this, this is for Chloe. Y'all get to have this time with Chloe, and then as well, that's one less thing I have to do when just come on. I did not like how Chrissy was coming off, but that's typical Chrissy. Like I said, like she in some way is gonna end up like being the victim or whatever or whatnot. And of course, like I hate that Jay says she plays the emotion card, because we do get a lot of emotions from Christy. But I'm not gonna say that to say that oh, she plays that card, because I don't think that's my right. I just don't think that's my boundary to say. Really, what's my boundary to say all the things that I'm saying? But I don't know. But I think she want to do right. What y'all think? Don't she want to do right? I think she want to do right. But at the same time, like, it's old habits are hard to break, and you really, do she really want it though? Is the question, I guess, or whatever or whatnot. So boom, she ends up, she ends up going to court or whatever or whatnot to find out if she's basically going to end up going or whatever whatnot. Fast forward, her lawyer does end up pinning her up, not today. They've continued the case, you're free to go. So of course she calls up Jade and like, hey, like they continued it. Jade's like, I don't know what that means. Jade, stop playing. Jade knew exactly what it's continued means. Jade's checked out. She's done. She's checked out. I'd say between Sean, whether she want to add Sean into the equation or not, between Sean and her mom, like they are stressing this girl out. They put a lot on her plate and leave her a lot to deal with or whatever or whatnot. And so when Chris is calling and be like, hey, I told you she wasn't going to be happy for me, whatever. Like, what do you, I think, like, it's like, what do you expect? I think Jade is like, it's a revolving cycle. It's like, it's not even like you're not even going to jail right now. They're just continuing it. So right now you're just not going to jail yet. If you are going, even though, like, I can't remember, like, technically if she is going to end up going or like what, but she's like there's really nothing to be happy about. Like, you be happy about it, like whatever, whatever. But all this is just too much for Jade, and it's just like, I need to keep my distance. I need to create my distance, and I agree. I really hope that she can stick to, or create, not even stick to, just create in general some boundaries for her and her mom. Because really, that's going to be the detriment to their relationship if they don't figure out something. All right, now, both, who did we talk about? We talked about Jade. We talked about, oh, yes, we talked about Jade. We talked about Ashley. So, them having younger kids or whatever or whatnot, they don't have school. Ashley and not Ashley, Leah and Brianna, on the other hand, they have older kids, they have kids in school, so both of them are actually, getting their kids, prepped and ready for school or whatever or whatnot. So, Leah, she's of course checking in with the girls, making sure that they're good. They have everything. Letting Allie know that you're gonna have like a new aide. Just going over like the normal like things that they go over. With having a child with special needs, and then just of course all the general running around rampant that you do in the morning on school days or whatever or whatnot. So on top of that, girls have a good, first day of school. Like the girls are entering, junior high. So, it's kind of like, it's something new or whatever or whatnot. So outside of, them starting, the twins starting junior high, Jalen is coming back down or whatever for a visit. So her sister, Leah's sister, comes over, she's asking about that and asking about his last visit, whatever, whatever. And she mentions that basically she's going to Costa Rica to visit her son's father, so that, he can visit him for the first time. And as well, she wanted Leah there, for like, that emotional support, but also that she should invite Jalen on the trip. And Leah's like, wait, what? So I'm inviting a person. You want me to invite a guy onto like she was like hesitant, like it's new for her, and because at this point, like they've been talking for like a couple of months now or whatever or whatnot. So I kind of like where Sissy was going with it. Like she was like this is like for one free time with your boo to be laid up. Like this is the perfect time to go ahead and really get to know a person. Y'all gonna be secluded together, for an extended amount of time, not too much extended, but for a good amount of time to really possibly get, see somebody, see a person on a different level or whatnot, especially because they're states away. So not that they should jump the gun to be living with each other, but it's kind of like you kind of get a glimpse of, especially like we're looking at a week or 2 weeks top trip, like you kind of get a glance into what living with them is like low key like or whatnot. So you kind of get to see like a different side to them. So while Leah was hesitant, she did get the balls to ask him when he came, to visit. So, they were talking about, hey, she was explaining to him like the situation. I took my sister to Costa Rica and boom, pregnant. She ended up pregnant. But nonetheless, this is a significant trip. He's going to meet the baby for the first time. And then, sliding in there, asking him, had he been to Costa Rica? Like, was he adventurous? And stuff like that. That's what she does want in like another partner, which agreed. I'm word. I like that. I like that idea. So he's like, yeah. So he's like, so no, he had never been to Costa Rica or whatever or whatnot. He is adventurous. So she does end up asking him, and our boy said yes. Leah is going on a first trip with her boo. So I'm hyped for this. Like, I'm excited, like, to see is anything going to progress like on this trip. Are we going to maybe get a little bit of deep? Are we maybe not going to get a little bit of deep? Like, how y'all about to do? How y'all about to do? How y'all gonna act? How you gonna act, Leah girl? So while she over here doing this, while she over here, inviting Jalen on trips, Lewis is over here showing up for Stella's first day of school, y'all. Like, first off, I know. Let's all pick our lips up. Let's all pick our mouth up. Like, we're all shocked. We're all shocked. Like, I was like, like when even when she was like talking about it like the night before, like the kids like we're gonna text Lewis, we're gonna text Devon, and we're gonna make sure that everybody's gonna show up, and of course all else fails, if Lewis doesn't show up, Devon's gonna show up, so he's gonna be here for both the girls, for Nova and Stella, but not before. What's Brianna's mom's name? Not before she had to jump in and like have it, and like maybe what she said did possibly get him to but as well I always have felt like that she's always so like involved, and I feel like sometimes she just need to let Brianna just handle it, but I think at this point, because she's been so involved and Brianna has allowed her to be so involved, even when Brianna does Roxanne, so even when she does kind of tell Roxanne that she needs to take a step back, Roxanne ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it. So she had text, Lewis, like, hope you can come, in the morning for her first day of school, because it's her first day of pre-K. So this is like official, like school for, Estelita. So I feel like, bro, like, make this a good memory for our girl, right? But again, I was not thinking anything of this. So he basically hit her like, well, what time is school over? Basically, type of thing. What time is she gonna get back or whatever? So Brianna's like, done. All right, clearly, like, no, he can't come, whatever. Roxanne was like, oh, okay. She in the kitchen, Twitter fingers, like, she in the kitchen texting. But, and she did. She was like, hey, I just hope that, I just hope that you are able to, to show up for Stella, in the morning, her first day or whatever, whatnot. Like I said, maybe that hit because baby boy showed up and with presents. Got our girl a little water bottle, and poor little Stella. She is not a morning person. Brianna said she had not opened her eyes since she had got her up. Mind you, they in the kitchen. She's at the table. Like, she was brushing her. It was just so, Estelita, she's just so darn cute. Stella is so darn cute. So I just can't keep saying it. Lewis showed up, but at the same time, this could be the one hit a quitter. We know Lewis like to show up for a good little visit and then out. He be out to not return. So he comes, but Devon doesn't come. And so what ends up happening is he ends up asking, can he take Nova to school? But Nova didn't want him to take him to school. She wanted her mom to take her to school. And what can totally get, it's like that's routine. While at the same time, I'm pretty sure that would have been exciting, for her dad to take her to school. Factoring in the fact that it's Stella's first day of school, like whether the older siblings be acting like or not, they'd be very well interested in their siblings and the things that they have going on, especially like their first, the stuff that's like their first type things. Like, don't get me wrong, these little ones drive their older siblings crazy, but they be hyped for their little milestones or whatever or whatnot. So that very well could have been a factor. Maybe she did want to make sure that she's seen Stella off the school on her first day or whatnot. So, and like, if you really think about it, that it seems like has been like their routine no matter what, like since the beginning. All of them, even down to Brittany, they all show up for the first day of school and take them to school. Something about that is enjoyable to Nova. Like, there could be a many of factors, uh when he found out that she had said no, they heard nothing else, back from Devon. And, Brianna took it as, I guess because, his feelings were probably hurt because of, Nova's answer, and his now way of dealing with it is just to not be around like at all, which I can kind of in a way relate to that, of when one of the kids rejects their fathers. Sometimes their fathers don't necessarily know how to handle that. It's okay to get in your feelings. These kids hurt my feelings, especially that during Jada. She hurts my feelings all the time, but I have to check that. Like, it's hard sometimes, believe me. I had some moments, but it's like, don't take it out on her. She's a child. Like, they're probably not even realizing that they're hurting feelings majority of the time. Which, I mean, at their age, they're not realizing what's happening is causing her feelings as well. Understand why they're having the reaction that they're having. Understand why maybe why she's saying no, and then as well follow up with her, check up with her. Then after that, when she picks her up from school, he hadn't texted her like nothing. So she's talking about saying like like he never responded, we never heard back from him. Like this is like a first in a long time that Devon has, said he was going to do something and didn't. So I guess he did set the notion that he was going to be there. And then when, but very well, things very well. I don't know. I'm not too far from Brianna thinking that basically he basically was his feelings were hurt, and so his way of dealing with it was to just disconnect as a whole. Well, I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to, but that hurts. That more your feelings being hurt, your reaction to now your feelings being hurt is is hurting the child more than her hurting your feelings or him hurting your feelings. But on a gray side of it, especially after like not even general on a gray side of it, which is not easy for everybody to even see it like this, or even see these side of views. He can only give what he was given. You get what I'm saying? So if this is how he's acting and reacting to the situation, it's because this is how he was consciously taught. Or he saw, yeah, he was consciously taught it by somebody doing him that way, or him seeing somebody else being done that way. So, to know, look, when you know better, you do better. And with that reunion, I hope that he learned something in that, and so that he can continue, to do better. Because really, that's why we need to be all be getting to therapy, so that we're not putting our traumas on our kids, and now then they got to work on their traumas to heal from before they have kids. Because I'll be honest, I did not take care of these traumas before I had them. And I'm presently now trying to get them together. So be conscious. Be conscious, y'all. Just be conscious because, whew, whether you're team mom or not, this as a parent, this is something that we all do. You know. So that that's that. And now, you know, our girl Caitlyn is still, not even say our girl. I say y'all girl. That's y'all girl. Y'all girl Caitlyn is still MIA. As of right now, she's still, oh, I'm not filming. I quit. Because of the whole, her baby dad situation, her situation with Chris, and him being on the podcast with Brianna, all that, whatever jazz, good stuff. But we seen on the preview, so I don't know if this is going to happen next week, because what they like to do is they like to show previews, and what they show in the previews don't end up happening until the actual couple of weeks later, not the following week. But we're going to get a little bit of Caitlyn next week. So interesting. I cannot wait to hear her take. It's going to be bull crap, but I can't wait to hear her take. So nonetheless, make sure you go ahead and like this video. All right. And of course, you want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because of course you want to make sure that you get all the drops on these videos. So of course you want to bang that bell so you get notified when we drop the video next Tuesday for Team Mom. Okay, child. All right, now, so I'm going to catch y'all later. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.